Peace and Pan-Africanism. This is the notorious RB Jesus, Dr. Umar Ifatunde, coming to you live and direct from the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy. I just want to say this to all my brothers out there, my strong African, unapologetically African alpha males. You got to be patient with the sisters, my brother. Don't be looking for a woman to be perfect. I'm seeing too many men who are expecting their women, their wives, their queens, their fiancés, their baby mamas to be perfect, okay? When she snap off at you and she was unjustified in snapping off at you, I need you to understand, she's not reacting to you. She's reacting to every black man who has ever disappointed her in her life, beginning with her father. So when you say, I didn't even deserve that, she didn't have to respond like that, she's not reacting to you. Emotionally unhealthy people operate in their unconscious. They rarely operate through their consciousness. So when she snaps off at you, black man, understand, you should not take it personal. You should not take it personal. You should not take it personal, because she's not snapping off at you. She's snapping off at all of the black men who have ever disappointed her in her history, going back to her father. It's not about you. It's about all of us. And we as black men need to understand that when we traumatize our black women, we're creating a potential nightmare for her next king. You understand? So brothers, even if you don't plan on being with a woman, if you got to leave her, whatever the case may be, if you're wasting her time, let her go, because you're building trauma. You're helping her to build more trauma that she don't need. She got enough trauma as it is. And when you hand her off to the next man, when she gets into the next relationship, the next marriage, the next child's father, now he got to deal with all the hurt and pain that you caused her. So we black men, we are responsible. We are responsible for the pain that a lot of other black men are going through because of how we traumatized their woman before they got them. Black power. The father lives in the same city with you guys?
We have no idea where he is. We haven't seen him since my son was like 6, 7. We were married, now we're divorced. So he seems to harbor a lot of emotions from our divorce and from our separation. So he doesn't really want to have too much to do with me, which is fine. But I just don't know what to do, because I never want my son to feel like I'm taking him away from his father. My son was, smoking weed, and he ended up selling an edible to a kid who ended up going to the hospital. And when I ask him, why are you doing this? He's just like, I just want to numb myself so I don't have to think about not having my dad around. So it's starting to affect him.
Does he have a father figure who spends time with your son? Uncle, brother from the community, coach? Does he have any male influence?
Stepdad. Yes, my stepdad. And then he was playing basketball, but he's somewhat given up on it because he's saying he's not good. He's not really, confident in how he plays. So he did have like his basketball coaches, but he's just given up on the sport altogether. So I do have my stepfather.
When the father does pop up, how long does he pop up for? Like, is this a 5-minute, how you doing? Is he there for the day? How do these pop-ups look?
The pop-ups look like him texting him, hey, son, how are you? They speak for maybe and it doesn't matter where he is. He'll text my son Monday morning, 11 a.m. on a school day while he's in school, and he'll just text him out of nowhere. He'll stick around for maybe 3 weeks. He won't make any plans to come see him, but he will absolutely text him and call him. And he'll stick around for 3 weeks, and then one day my son will text him because he says, oh, well, I haven't heard from my dad in a little while, and then the text messages don't go through. He tries to call, and the call is just saying it's, disconnected. So, yeah.
Okay. I wouldn't stop the pop-ups.
Okay.
Some contact is better than none at his age, because he's a teenager now. Mm-hmm. How does he deal with the pop-ups? Like, does he talk to his dad? Is he enthusiastic to see him?
He's so enthusiastic to the point where he was in school, his dad texted him, and his teacher told him to put the phone down, and he wouldn't. He refused to.
Okay, so he definitely looks for it. Yeah, I wouldn't stop it. You know what? Have him write a letter to his father asking for more consistent and scheduled time.
Okay.
And let's see how see if that'll touch him a little bit enough where he'll try to do a little better. I mean, the fact he popping up does show his son is on his mind, so that's a good thing. We just need him to be consistent. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. The pop-ups, they come sporadically. It could be in a year where we hear from him, or it could be next week. So we never know, and I don't have an address for him. I don't know where he is. Even when I tried to put him on child support, they couldn't find him. So he's just, I don't know where he is to even send a letter.
What about his family, his parents, brothers, sisters?
His mom has passed. He doesn't know who his dad is. His grandmother has passed. The only two people he does have in his life are his uncle, which I have no idea where he is. He is sickly. He has kidney failure, and diabetes and hypertension, all that good stuff. Okay. His sister does not have contact with him. I ended up running into her last year, and she said she hadn't spoken to him in months.
Let me ask you a question. And I don't mean to be offensive. Are you sure that you have not in any way sabotaged or disturbed your son's father's attempt to build a relationship with him?
I may have. When I noticed the change when I filed for full custody. That's when I noticed the change.
Why did you file for full? Why didn't you settle for split?
He was abusive. Like I said, he has PTSD. So the way he communicates, the way he moves in society, he's just erratic. He's been on and off of drugs. I speak to some of his childhood friends, and his friends don't really even speak to him from there neither. They say he pops up. He does the same thing with his friends. Changes the number, all of that good stuff. But I do accept responsibility for getting the full custody. But I truly felt like in that moment, I felt like I had no other choice. I was scared that he would take my son from the school and hide him. It was just so many things that were happening. He would be outside my window, screaming and yelling, just really, really erratic. And it just made me fearful. So that was when I noticed the change.
Okay, I understand. Well, let me offer you this. If you're ever able to speak to his dad, if you would like to do a mediation session with me, I would be more than willing to do that.
I would love that.
The three of us on the phone, virtually, in person may be difficult, but definitely virtually or on the telephone, we can do that.
Okay. I'm so appreciative of you. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day.
No problem.
I'm so appreciative.
No problem, Queen. Keep me posted.
Okay, will do.
Okay, now. All right.
Thank you.
Okay. Now, I want to say this to the black women in the chat. Some of y'all said that, why have the son write a letter to the father? Because the son needs the father. This is not a time for ego. See, the problem with some of you black women, not most, but some, many of you, but not most, a lot of you do not value fatherhood because you didn't have your father. I'm talking to black women right now. I always get on the brothers for you. I'm going to get on you for the brothers right now. I'm talking to black women right now. A lot of black mothers did not have their fathers or did not have their fathers in a productive or successful way. And because your life was hell with your father, because your father mistreated your mother, because your father abandoned you, somehow in your narcissistic trauma, in your traumatic narcissism, you decided that your masculine child would be better off without his dad. How dare you? You selfish ass woman. How dare you decide that your masculine child, you're a woman, you're not a man. You've never lived as a man. You don't know what it's like to be a black man. You don't know what it's like to be a black boy. But because of your family trauma, because of what your father did to you, or because of what your father did to your mother, your selfish ass, yes, your selfish ass black woman, some of you, you decided because of your own family trauma that ain't got nothing to do with that man. That man's son, that boy's father has nothing to do with what your father did to you. Your son's father ain't got nothing to do with what your father did to you. Your son's father ain't got nothing to do with what your daddy did to your mother. And you are punishing an innocent man because of what your father did. That is not fair. And a lot of you black women are denying your sons their father because of what your father did to you. And it's a damn shame. It's a big problem in the black community. I'm going to go a step further. Can I talk to the grandmamas for a minute? Can I talk to the baby grandmamas for a minute? Can I talk to the baby mom's mom? Let me talk to your mother for a minute, baby mama. Let me talk to your mother for a minute, ex-wife. Let me talk. What I find is the grandmother can be just as trifling as her daughter, and the grandmother will help her daughter keep the son away from his father because of how your daddy treated her. So now you got intergenerational trauma. You got intergenerational dysfunctional feminism. You got the grandmother who is emotionally disturbed and the daughter who is emotionally disturbed. And now you got the grandmama and the daughter working together to keep the son away from his father. And it's all good. It's all good. It's all good until he starts smoking weed. It's all good until he joins a gang. It's all good until he stops going to school. It's all good until he gets locked up. And then when he gets locked up, stop going to school, start calling you all kind of B's and hoes. Don't respect you no more because you kept him from his dad. Now you calling the daddy up. You need to come get your son. Where was all that energy when you kept my son from me in the first grade, in the second grade, in the third grade? Where was all that energy when you kept your son from him in the fourth grade, in the fifth grade, in the sixth grade? Where was all that energy in elementary school and middle school? You kept him from his dad, and when you can't control him no more, you call the dad to come get him, and then the daddy tells you, I can't discipline a child who I haven't had a chance to love. I can't discipline a child who I haven't had a chance to love. How you going to expect a man to discipline a child he hasn't had a chance to love? Are you crazy? Discipline without love is child abuse. Put it on a t-shirt and make sure you quote my name. Discipline without love is child abuse. I said, put it on a shirt and quote me. Discipline without love is child abuse. What do prisons give out? Discipline without love. What do white teachers give out? Discipline without love. What do police give out? Discipline without love. And what do emotionally disturbed black people give to our children? Discipline without love. I want you to understand, overstand, and understand the Prince of Pan-Africanism right now. I want you to understand, overstand, and understand the Prince of Pan-Africanism right now. I want you to understand, overstand, and understand the Prince of Pan-Africanism right now. Discipline without love is child abuse. And stop saying choose somebody better. You can't read nobody's mind. You can only go off what they show you when you're dating them. You can't cancel somebody because they chose the wrong man. You can't cancel somebody because they chose the wrong woman. We don't get no ingredients that come with a person when we dating them. We don't get no cheat sheet. We don't get no cliff notes. You just got to do the best that you can. But the marriage rates are going down because America is a spiritually and psychologically unhealthy society that is ruled by money, materialism, and racism. I said America is a spiritually and psychologically unhealthy country that is ruled by money, materialism, and racism. I said America is a spiritually and psychologically unhealthy country that is ruled by money, materialism, and racism. That's why we build in the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy. That's why we build in the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy. Heaven on earth. You're going to have a place, an oasis that you can come to and be around other conscious Africans. You're going to have an oasis where you can be around other conscious Africans. And I'm going to say this. Some of you don't identify as African, and that's okay. But the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy is for African people. So if you come to my school talking about we ain't from Africa, we Asiatic black men, if you come to my school talking about we ain't from Africa, we from Israel, if you come to my school, we ain't from Africa, we Cherokees and Choctaws and Chickasaws, if you come to my school with any of that anti-African stuff you believe in, you will be put in the book of Negroes and banished from the campus for the rest of your life. I'm just letting you know right now. I'm just letting you know right now. I'm just letting you know. If you come to my school with that anti-African talk, you will be banished from the school and put in the book of Negroes. Those of you who got a problem with mixed race Africans, those of you who have a problem with mixed race Africans, those of you who have a problem with Latina Africans, if you come to my school with your tribalistic, sectarianistic, separation, segregation views on African people, you will be put in the book of Negroes and you will be banished. Heaven on earth means everybody will be at peace on that campus. It might only be one block. It might only be one street. It might only be 4 buildings, but that is our Black Wall Street. That is our Black Wall Street. And you will respect what we stand for, or we will throw your ass out and you're never coming back again. You got one time to disrespect me or my school. You got one time to disrespect me or my school and you are out.